say a few words. So I'll ramble for a couple of minutes, but I want to first say that this is truly an honor. That this honor represents a lot of men who, because they were given the opportunity at this institution, have succeeded in life. And I just represent them. And this is a true honor for me today. You know, Parsons taught me about unity. It taught me about camaraderie, about the importance of depending on other people. I came into this program here at this school in a different frame of mind, and I want to make an analogy of what Parsons has done for me over the years. It's pretty basic, but I came in here back in 1961, and I was not exactly stable. And the fellows that I met here, I won't say they weren't stable, but they were a little rocky. And we had some good times here. We went to school occasionally, and this was a catalyst for a lot of things. But the comparison I want to make is that if you're in a lumber business and you work with pulp, we cut a lot of pulp. And when you cut pulp, you take a log and you cut it down and you put it on a truck, and the truck goes to a pulp mill. And in a pulp mill, that piece of log is cleaned. It's highly sprayed under pressure, what have you. It goes down a chute, it goes into these vats, heavy water, hot water, and what have you. It breaks all down the fibers and what have you. And the long and short is it comes out on a conveyor belt and it's mush. Many of you remember what pablum was when we were young. We had pablum. That's exactly what pulp looks like after that treatment. It just dissolved. All the tissue and what have you is just mushed down and what have you. It goes on this long conveyor belt, and that's where I was when I came to the school. And I was I won't say mush, but I certainly wasn't where I am today. And in that process of this conveyor belt, there's a middle of that conveyor belt that basically is an area that this pulp goes on underneath, and there's tremendous heat, and there's pressure, and there's light, and there's wind. It's a drying process, and it takes maybe 15 to 20 yards, and at the end of that, it comes out paper. It's like a psychic change. It changes from mush to paper, from mush to substance. That's what this college did for this man and for a lot of the guys that I went to school with here. And it was a catalyst. It was a catalyst for something that came out that was strong, that had eyes, that could see, that was able to think for himself, for ourselves. It taught me how to read. It taught me how to write. This institution did. It taught me how to be a man. It taught me how to serve others. And I like to use that analogy because most of the people that I know at this college, that went through this college, were given a second chance. And this institution was the institution that gave us that second chance. And everyone, without an exception, that I know of in the group that I was with, has been successful in his endeavors in life. And I think that is that's something that we should be very proud of. It's an absolute, and we should be proud of that this institution was a catalyst for our successes. And because of that, the institution was made up of people, and those people allowed us to become who we are today. And that's a wonderful gift. It's an absolute gift. And I think of Parsons College every day. And I came back here a day early to go around to the old haunts. As we all know, change is constant. Things aren't the same, but they are the same. It's like we're in a big cocoon. It didn't matter if you were a teak or a phi sig or where the boys are, or a rummer, or alpha gamma, or delta zeta, or blah, 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 whatever. We're all family. We're all interspersed, and we're all together like a big cocoon. We get into that cocoon, and here we are, from different age, 1936 to 1968 to 1973, and we're in the same room talking. You know, it's like being in a big classroom, sharing. It's that camaraderie. It's the strength of unity. This institution taught me how to appreciate that and try to live that life. The three things that I live by today, and basically as I look back, I didn't realize it initially, but I trusted God, I clean my house, and I try to help people every day. And you know, I think that most of the guys that I went to school with here who are successful, and they all are in their own rights, do the same thing. What a beautiful blessing. And I'm blessed to be here today and representing a lot of other guys who aren't here today, but are my pals, and I still sing them. I go to blues festivals with them, you know, listen to blues music, eat all this Cajun food and stuff like that. And I love life, and I love the people in my life. And I hope you do too. And thanks a lot for being here, and thank you for having me. I don't know what else to say. I just think it's wonderful.
General Richard Lawson will be our next inductee. His brother, General Bud Lawson, will do the presentation.
Thank you, Dave. Let me start by saluting Fairfield and the alumni group that is, in effect, preserving the heritage of Parsons College. As a boy growing up in Fairfield, I think almost all of us expected to go to Parsons, followed Parsons athletics from the time that we were in grade school up through high school, and then even after I went to the University of Iowa to try to play football, I was following back to Fairfield to watch Parsons, because that was where my heart was. And for you to recognize those that made Parsons the great school it was is absolutely fitting. And I would say I only wish my dad was here, because Dad wanted all his sons to go to Parsons. And Mom, she's out in the nursing home. And yesterday we told her that we were going to assemble down here to put Dick's plaque on the Parsons Wall of Fame. And I will tell you, she couldn't be prouder. You know, before getting to the business of hand of introducing Dick, allow me to share with you a little experience. When I was the Adjutant General, I used to visit all of the armories every year. And I pulled into Burlington one day, and my public affairs officer said, there's a little reporter here that wants to talk to you, General. And I said, okay, and she'd like to have some specific questions. I said, okay. And so I met with this young 19, 20-year-old reporter from the Burlington Hawkeye Gazette, and the little gal said to me, what was your inspiration to become an officer? And I, not having faced that question before, I thought for a little bit, and I said I, was faced with the draft when I was coming through school. But the big inspiration was my brother. He had already